Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream here from Dalton, Georgia. We are on the Norfolk Southern A line and the CSX W and A. It's always a great time watching trains here in Dalton at the old Southern Railway Freight Depot. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. That's right, the W and A. If you're just now joining us, make sure you hit the like button. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. This is a great spot to watch both CSX and Norfolk Southern trains. Hey, thanks, Woody. It's good to be here in Dalton. It always is. What do I think of the golden age of American railroading? Actually, that question was, what do I think the golden age of American railroading is? Honestly, I'd probably say the 50s. You had steam and diesel, and it was really just so much variety that made that time period such a great time to be a rail fan. Patrick Ballmeyer, I believe is how you pronounce your last name. Forgive me if I butchered that. Asked if I had, excuse me, asked if I had gotten a new scanner. Nope, haven't had a chance to do that. I'm trying to get out of debt, and I refuse to spend money on a scanner until I'm out of debt. I want to pay cash for it, and just trying to get those credit cards paid down. Hey, Jermaine Walker in the house. Thanks for tuning in, Jermaine. Good to see you watching again. Appreciate all the support that you give the channel. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Dooman45 with a $5 super chat. Really appreciate that, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. It helps out a lot, when you guys make super chats or contributions through PayPal or Patreon. Casey Palmer says that he loves this channel. Hey, thank you so much, Casey. I appreciate that, man. Donnie Horton says, great work, guys. Thanks, Donnie. Appreciate that. Have I watched Coaster Fan 2105 videos? I sure have. Really enjoy his videos a lot. Mike Armstrong, really good guy. One of these days, I'd like to hang out with Mike Armstrong, watch trains with him. Frederick Grassick says that I have great content. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. CSX GE ET44AC says that he was in Glendale, Ohio, and he got to see Scott Osgood, who happens to be one of my favorite, most entertaining characters on Instagram. Reed Rail Productions asks, am I ever going to put my content out on DVD? Probably not anytime soon. If you go to the Railfan Depot, railfandepot.com, they have 2 DVDs that we've put out. One on the Cass Scenic Railroad and another one on Saluda Grade. What's my favorite heritage railroad? Definitely Southern, without a doubt. Southern serves the South. That's right, Queensgate. What the hell are you doing? I love that. It's the big toe. I'm sure there aren't a whole lot of people watching the stream that understand that reference, but he's very entertaining. Hey, Woody Shepherd with a $10 super chat. Hey, Woody, thanks so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. For anyone that makes a super chat or a PayPal contribution or a Patreon contribution, I will send you the next delay in block video about 3 weeks before the rest of the world gets to see it. Shoot me an email, delayinblockproductions@gmail.com, and I will send you a link to a private playlist with the latest and greatest for the channel. So thank you so much. Appreciate that, Woody. Hey, you're welcome, Joseph. Joseph Doyle says, thanks for doing what I do. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Dewman45, send me an email. Have I been to Disneyland to see trains on the Disneyland Railroad? No, I haven't. I've never been to Disney. If you're just now joining us, make sure you hit the like button. It helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Appreciate you guys tuning in, spending a Saturday evening here with me. When is the next abandoned railway video coming out? That's a good question. I'm really not sure. I don't think there's going to be one in 2020, mainly because of COVID-19, a few other snags in my schedule. So I don't think that there is going to be an abandoned railway video. The railroad I planned on doing a video on was Tennessee Pass, but technically it's not abandoned anymore. So looking at potentially doing another route maybe in 2021. 2020 has just been a really weird time. So, but yes, YouTube is definitely the way to go. I get a lot of requests for DVDs, but this channel averages about 800,000 views a month. So, you know, just the amount of traffic on YouTube just doesn't justify making DVDs. So the odds of having any DVD content from me are pretty low. Hey, William C. Chapin from Jackson, Michigan, my old hometown. How many times have I seen the N&W Heritage Unit? KR13 asks. I want to say I've seen it 4 times. I've only shot it leading once. Yeah, Jack Carson, the Milwaukee Road Western expansion is very high on my list of potential abandoned railways videos. That's one, along with Tennessee Pass. There's also a railroad here in Tennessee that I was considering. But kind of hard to say. I have Central Penn Rail Productions. They make great videos. I know the guy that kind of heads up Central Penn, and really awesome guy. His name's Eric, and he makes really great videos. Have I ever been to the Grand Canyon Railway? I have not. I would love, love, love to go. Joseph Doyle asks, is it just me tonight? Yep, it's just me. And Sam Loves Train says that Wisconsin Central 3018 is still on the Manitowoc local. Man, I'd love to come out and shoot that. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but would really like to. Hey, Onion Head, tuning in from Deschler, Ohio. It's good to hear from you, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Homestake Pass seems like a really cool place. I would absolutely love to visit Homestake Pass. Someone from Brazil is watching. Welcome to the channel. Always pretty cool to know that people all over the world enjoy watching the channel. So Dewman45 asks, what's my email? So you can contact me at delayinblockproductions@gmail.com. Aiden Backer with lots of good questions tonight. What inspired me to be a rail fan? Probably my great-grandfather, growing up hearing stories about him and his love for the Southern Railway and his long, illustrious career from steam to diesel. He hired on in the late 20s and retired in the late 70s, so just a really storied career. Awesome. James Ellison says that he'll be in Dalton on September 4th. That'll be a cool time, man. There's a great restaurant next door, a little bar and grill right next door to the depot here that has great food. Really good waffle fries, by the way. If you're just now joining the stream, hit the like button. Helps out so much with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by contributing through PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. Anyone that makes a contribution to the channel will receive the latest delay in block content before the rest of the world gets to see it. Onionhead says that his look-alike is hanging out with him at Deschler today. Mr. Wyatt McCarley. Is it McCarley or McCauley? I can't remember. Good old Wyatt. Tell Wyatt I said hi, Matt. You guys need to get a selfie together. You two literally look like brothers. Almost indistinguishable. The Railroad Crossing channel says, hello, how's everyone doing? Well, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. $100 folks watching the stream right now. We haven't seen any trains yet. There was a CSX train that went by just as I was pulling in. Wow, Rails of Kentucky says that that Dash 8.5 is going to be on train 122. Might have to go see that. WE Train says he's pulling up a TCS, so he's going to try to let us know where the trains are at. Jordan Freeman says he was here for the last live stream, and he's in the Tri-Cities of Kingsport, Tennessee, Johnson, Tennessee, and Bristol, Tennessee. Cool, man. Thanks for tuning in. Beautiful area up that way. Metrolink Fan 300 says, hey, Drayton. Wow, Rails of Kentucky, did 122 just leave? If so, looks like I'll miss out on that, but oh well. Hey, Matt's Railroad video says he just saw a SD50-3 up in Deschler. What do I think of the BNSF 25th anniversary Heritage units? I think they're pretty cool. I wouldn't really call them a heritage unit, but they definitely are celebrating the heritage of BNSF. Awesome. Steel Rail Photography and Video says that we've got a Norfolk Southern train lined through Dalton. That's good news. I have never seen 844, but I have seen the big boy. When did I start rail fanning? Probably in 2009 is when I really started to get into the hobby. Hey, Joella's, that's a great place to eat. Well, Rails of Kentucky, if they're on duty at 8 p.m. out of DeButt, it will be probably getting close to dark by the time they go over 10 Bridge. So I don't know if I'll actually get to see them or not, but certainly would be really cool if I did get a chance to. Matt, apparently we have a Norfolk Southern train lined through Dalton, so I'm not sure how far away it is, but we do have an NS train coming. Definitely someone asked what's my favorite diesel locomotive. I'm an EMD fan. Do man, tongue twister. Do the same lines that run through Dalton go through Chattanooga? Yes. Both of these lines go to Chattanooga. Awesome. So we have a southbound NS train at Varnell. That's great news. So it should be here not too long. James Ellison, if you like chicken, I recommend eating at Champy's Chicken in Chattanooga. They've got really, really, really good fried chicken there. I'm trying to think of some other local places. If you really like Mexican food, Los Patros in Collegedale, Tennessee is really good. Like probably the best Mexican restaurant in the area. Don't go to the one in Chattanooga. It's not as good as the one in Collegedale. Trying to think of some other local places that's really good. I don't know. Los Patros. There's a couple really good places downtown. City Cafe is pretty good. Awesome. So apparently we have a northbound as well. Oh, he corrected himself. We have a southbound.
So someone requested I use my Russian voice. It is my goodest friend, Mr. Wyatt, up in Tesla, Ohio, where trains watch you. Wyatt is goodest friend. He is good comrade.
Jacob Enyert asks, can I live stream at the Diamond? Well, the Diamond is like right there. We basically are at the Diamond. And here is our southbound NS train. Sounds like a Gevo in the lead. Probably my least favorite locomotive. Just personal taste. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you hit the like button. It helps out so much with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for joining us here on Delay in Block Productions. Apparently there is another southbound Norfolk Southern train following this guy closely. Really appreciate your help there. Letting us know on ATCS. Awesome. 215 has the Illinois terminal trailing. I wish it was in the lead. What is it with the heritage units? It seems like they're always trailing. We've got nearly 145 people watching right now. If you're just now joining, make sure you hit the like button. It helps out a lot. And here comes our NS train. Another Gevo. I like the Aces. They're okay. The most boring and generic train horn ever. Yeah, 26Q is pretty cool. Shout out to WE Trains for helping out with this live stream, letting us know where the trains are at. Here's our first southbound NS train. And it sounds like it's working pretty hard. So that was train 22N. What is my favorite railroad? Are we talking class ones or are we talking short lines? Taking off? Have a good night, man. Have a good night.
Okay, too.
Thanks. Didn't realize it, but at the time we saw 11,000 people watching last week's live stream here from Dalton. Pretty incredible that that many folks tune in to the live streams. It's really an honor. I'm going to move the live stream just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. The stream is not going to end. I'm just relocating. There we go. Slightly different angle, but that'll do the trick. Reason I wanted to move is there is a nice picnic table here that I wanted to sit down and do a little bit of video editing. So we have another southbound in the vicinity, according to WE Trains. So that's good news. I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight here at Dalton, Georgia. Just enjoying the evening. So my favorite short line railroad is probably the Indiana Northeastern. Don't go anywhere. Gotta make a quick phone call. It's actually my dad's birthday, so don't leave the stream. I will be right back before this next train comes south. Yeah, there were a couple people here earlier, and then they left, and pretty much that was it. It looks like there we go. Okay, it's back up. Let me slightly readjust the tripod. It's a little cattywampus. There we go. Yeah, I moved to the Chattanooga area about a year ago, so that's why I ended up coming down this way. It's just the Wi-Fi here, you know, it helps being able to do live streams because otherwise you can't really get a good signal. So
No, you can't.
but
Yeah, I was in North Carolina the first thing you was down here that I noticed it.
oh yeah, North Carolina is a beautiful state. The next video actually that I'm gonna come out with, what I've been trying to do is get kind of ahead on editing. So the next video that comes out will come out on the first weekend of September. So since you were one of my super chatters today, I'll send you a link. And if you want, just email me and I'll send you the video. But the Old Fort Loops, have you ever been over there to see the Old Fort Loops? So do you know about them? So just east of Asheville, southern, you know, they were trying to get through the Blue Ridge Mountains
Right.
to Asheville, and they realized that the only way that they could get up the mountain is if they looped the trains around as they were going up the ridge. So there's I think it's 8 spiral loops, and they come. It's like a 1.5% grade, but the trains literally loop in circles around themselves.
I'll have to check that out next time I'm up there.
Yeah, let me see if I have the video here. I can kind of show you a quick little snippet of it.
So like I said, I went upside L&M. I was irritated when we went to Seymour Coastline L&M.
Yeah, I can't blame you for that. I'll flip it over here in a second so you can see. But what's really cool, unfortunately, Norfolk Southern is not going to be running like big trains, like through trains through there anymore. They only have a local that run over them now because of the new precision scheduled railroading crap that they're doing. But
Well, that's CSX's fault.
pretty much. So I'm on the ground. That's the second loop. It's called high fill, and the trains come around the mountain like that. And if you got a freight train that was long enough, it would actually loop itself. So you could actually get the front of the train here and the back of the train all the way up there, the same train. It's pretty crazy. And that kind of gives you an idea. So they come in from the east, and then they do all these different loops to get around through the mountain. But if the train could go from here to here, it would only be like 4 miles.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another train. We got ourselves a northbound, I think.
What it sounds like.
It's an ace.
Yeah.
This up so people can see it.
Oh yeah, make sure you see it.
I think we got. Wow, we got everybody back to the stream. So sounds like we got a ace on this one on the northbound. I always like their paint.
I do too. I like it.
Yeah, UP's okay. I'm more of a BNSF guy. I don't know why. I get tired of the yellow.
I'm more of a Santa Fe guy.
You're a Santa Fe guy, yeah.
Them and L&M are the ones I love the most.
Santa Fe all the way. Well, if you think about it, like with the Lionel train set and everything from the 40s and 50s, like that's what it's all about. Yeah, the 60s and 70s too. Santa Fe was the railroad.
Yep.
That kind of gives you an idea of how the whole thing works. I got comments that come up on the screen and then you read them as I go.
I wonder how you seen all that.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy, like, a lot of people like these live streams. I don't know why, but they do. Everybody's saying CP all the way.
Union Pacific? No.
No.
We're in the South. Norfolk Southern.
That's right.
Southern. CSX. That's what guys are typing. What's the X stand for?
In what?
What does the X stand for?
Like on these cars here?
Yeah, like CSX?
Oh, so it's really interesting. I've heard it quite a lot of different ways, but CSX is actually only supposed to be a temporary name. They were like, well, we could call it chassis system multiplied or chassis seaboard multiplied. And so they were like, let's just call it CSX and we'll come up with something else a few years later. Well, it kind of stuck, and they just started calling it CSX, but so it's chassis seaboard multiplied. I never knew what it was until about a year ago, and I was like, that's interesting.
See, I asked one guy that actually works for me.
If you ask any of the railroad employees, they have some colorful names for them.
They know the answer though to the actual question.
I've one of the ones that I like is Common Sense Excluded.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, what the funny part is, right after they name it, they come up with what you told me.
Yeah.
I asked one of the guys who's been there for like 30 years, I said, what's the X stand for? He goes, the lawyer. I said, what? He said it's supposed to be chassis seaboard.
Yeah.
And he put the X on it because he thought this was his railroad. And when they filed it, they were stuck with that until they decided to change it. Like,
I didn't know that. That makes sense too.
yeah, this guy, we were actually, it's funny. They were wide the 41 highway. So that's the call it.
Yeah.
He was up there, and the guy watching to make sure no train nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
We had a tree in our yard, in our shop. It was falling, so we cut it. It was falling where we wanted to.
Oh my goodness. That's not a good thing.
And got two bushes on that.
Okay, here we go. So that's the end of the train there, an empty coal train. I believe that that's train 733, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that's train 733. I think they said that there was one more southbound train that was following that first one that came through a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be here soon. I mean, it's Dalton. There's always lots of trains here.
Yeah. And rock for the eggs, or the diamond, whatever you call it. Eggs were parking garage.
Yeah.
On that parking garage, straight down there.
I thought about doing that. I've never been up there before. There's a really cool book on the Southern. I think it's just called Southern Railway, and it's by White River Productions. They're the guys that do that Railfan and Railroad magazine, and they came out with a book that's all about like Southern Railway and the last days of the Southern, and they've got probably 3-4 pages of full color photos of this line from Chattanooga all the way down to Atlanta. Hey, awesome. Adam 88 Mike with the super chat, $10. Really appreciate that, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. He says, happy birthday to your dad, and always enjoy the streams and channel content. Hey, appreciate that. Next time I see my dad, I'll buy him dinner, and say that it was from you. So thank you, really appreciate it. And as I told Woody here, who was watching the live stream and doesn't live all that far away from here, he made a super chat earlier. Anybody that makes a super chat, I'm going to send you my next few YouTube videos that I'm working on right now, and you'll be able to see it before everybody else. So thanks for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. I would not be able to do what I do without you guys. Let's see. Happy birthday to your dad. Speaking of Santa Fe, does anyone remember Santa Fe Mainline Memories by Railway Productions a few years back? I'm not familiar with that one. But I bet it's pretty good. If it's about the Santa Fe, it's probably pretty good.
Probably so.
Woody was telling me that he really likes the Santa Fe. It's just truly one of the most iconic railroads ever, I think.
Mint and Union Pacific are the ones that you say growing up. For me, that's the ones you seen the model railroads of.
Oh yeah, I always liked Union Pacific. Like probably in the 60s and 70s was one of my favorite times of Union Pacific, because like all the cool slogans that they had, they'd put these big billboards on the side of their cabooses and on some of their locomotives. I always thought that was so cool. Wow, we got somebody from Brazil watching, Jonas Matos, I believe. Forgive me if I screwed your last name up, but he says, "Hey guys, I'm from Brazil, a rail fan in Brazil." Well, hey, I hear Brazil has a lot of cool trains too. I would love to go visit South America. One country I really would like to visit is Chile. They do. They really do. And I saw this picture. There's a really good Instagram page called classic.trains, and they posted a picture of this railroad in Chile that it's on the side of a mountain, and it's a completely electric railroad, and they go up the side of this mountain to, I think, a coal mine, but it's like 2,500 feet up.
Wow.
And it's like, I mean, if the track was this platform here, the edge of the cliff would be right there, and I mean it's straight down. So
no, thank you.
yeah, I don't.
Pass that train.
I don't think I'd want to work for that railroad myself. Let me look it up actually right now.
That's like, have you been to the Tennessee Valley Railroad?
Dude, that place is awesome.
It is.
I really like going there. So my favorite steam locomotive for sure is the 4501.
Yep.
Just a classic engine. I really wish that it was in green though.
You know that thing.
I know. There wasn't there one. I know October Sky is probably the most famous one.
It's been in westerns.
And I think Johnny Cash film too. Oh, so it says that this railroad is abandoned now. This is the. That's it.
Oh wow.
That's in Chile.
I don't want to go up that.
Here, I'll show the live stream real quick. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but check this out. This is a railroad in Chile, and they go on a switchback line on the side of this probably 2,000-foot cliff, and it's all electrified. Apparently, this line is abandoned now because of an avalanche or something like that. But that's the ocean right there, and yeah, I'd be a little nervous to ride down that railroad. So interesting fact. I found this from Wikipedia, but this railroad, the Empresa de los Ferrocarriles del Estado. Forgive me, my Spanish is not that great. This is the railroad that owns all of the remaining Milwaukee Road SDL 39s. That's pretty cool. I did not know that was like a thing. So sad that line in particular is abandoned now, but whew, I don't know if I'd want to run trains up and down that track either.
No, I'm not going up.
I went and rode the Durango and Silverton Railroad.
Really?
Are you familiar with that one? And the road that you take up to Durango, I believe, is called the $1 Million Highway, and there's no guardrails, nothing the whole way. Like probably, 2,000 foot drop off on each side, and every year I guess they have a big like motorcycle festival up there, and people take their bikes from all over the place. But in the wintertime, if it snows, I mean, you're basically stranded up there. You ain't getting down.
No, you ain't getting off there. You staying there.
Turn into the Donner Party. Hey, somebody else made a super chat. I want to give a quick shout out to Harry Penn, who submitted £10 all the way from the UK, I'm guessing. Maybe that's euros. I'm not 100% sure, but thank you for supporting the channel, Harry. If you want, send me an email, delayinblockproductions@gmail.com, and I will send you the next Delay in Block videos before anybody else gets to see them. Max Pitbull just made a $5 super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. He says, that would be a big nope on that cliffside. Yeah, hey, I see what looks like a dog or a wolf or something in your profile picture and a big bottle of Jack. Man, if I was an engineer on that railroad, that is exactly what I would need to do my job every day. A big bottle of Jack. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We almost have 200 people watching right now. I am going to check ATCS really quick. Have you seen this up here? So they actually have this board where you can check and like see where the trains are at. Looks like they're pretty down. So right here, that's right about where we're at. Yeah, see right there. That's where we're at. And usually when they have a train, part of the track will light up red. Looks like it's pretty dead. I thought there was another train coming. And then this is the virtual rail fan camera. They have a live feed here as well. I just like to come down here and do live streams because people like them a lot. So,
Yeah, it's a cool place to hang out.
well, like I said, the Wi-Fi and the this little restaurant here. Have you been to this place next door?
Over there?
Yeah,
I've never been in there.
it's good.
Is it?
They have the best waffle fries, like
Cool.
period.
That little red roof right over there's got great foot-long hot dogs.
Yeah, I've driven past it a bunch of times, but I've never been in there either. I'll have to try it out.
It's got good foot-long hot dogs, if you like the foot-long.
So Dalton, I've read, is like the carpet capital of the world or something like that. What's up with that?
The carpet you see nowadays
Yeah.
was actually developed here.
Hmm.
And it actually started out like Shaw Industries. Started out as a bedspread company.
Really? Here in
And-
Dalton?
Here in Dalton, and they started making carpet. And it's that brown roof right over yonder. You can see.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
used to be World Carpet, and that's Mohawk owns it now.
Hmm.
But you've got Mohawk. At one point in time, you had World Carpet, Salem Carpet, Shaw Industries, Diamond Carpet, Mohawk. That man said
All
Mohawk.
right here in
They
Dalton.
were all right here.
That's pretty cool.
If you go follow the track down, if you go down 3 miles, you'll start running into carpet mill after carpet mill after carpet mill.
That's
If you
cool.
Get all the way down to Connector 3, you're into Shaw Industries.
That's pretty
neck of the
cool.
woods.
Down on 75, I think it's just south of here. The NS line goes right under the interstate, and I've always wanted to stop and have some car trouble on the bridge and get a shot of the train from, because there's a big sweeping curve right there. That would be a sweet shot.
If you go down to Connector 3, it's called, get off there and hang a right. Go right around that way down through there. You'll actually cross over NS's line and then turn back to the right, and you'll parallel it for a ways down through there.
That's really cool.
There's no depot down there. They're just
Huh.
in that area.
What?
It's for Saca, I think. Something
Okay,
that
let
area.
me see. That's pretty cool. And that follows right alongside the track and everything.
Yeah, like where it makes the long bending turn you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it runs down there just a little ways, because the next exit's Carbondale. That's how I grew up here.
Yeah.
And just as it goes by Carbondale, you're for the most you start paralleling that track down through there.
That's
for a
so
ways.
cool.
And you cross over it, parallel it for a little ways.
That's really cool. I'll have to check that out. Georgia has a lot of really cool railroad history, like the General and
Oh yeah.
all that. Now I hear there's a really cool railroad museum that has the General in it?
It's in Kennesaw, Georgia.
It's in Kennesaw. Okay.
Yeah, they actually down there. It was up here in Tennessee, up in Nashville, and it was on loan to them because it's a Western Atlantic engine.
Okay.
So, and they donated it to a museum down here, and they restored that thing.
That's cool.
And they actually had to take it to the United States Supreme Court to get their engine back. It was up in Nashville. They refused to give it back.
Are you serious?
They had to get a court order from the United States Supreme Court to get their engine back.
No way.
Yep.
I'll have to look that up. That is the locomotive that was in the Great Locomotive Chase.
Yeah, right up through here.
That is so cool. Yeah, that's right. So
Went right through the Western Atlantic Tunnel.
yeah, so if you guys, for those of you that are watching the stream that aren't from this area and aren't like really familiar with the railroad history, during the Civil War, there was there was a really interesting event where the Union Army all came down here. There was, I think, 13 guys or 14 guys. Something like that. And they all came down posing as Northern sympathizers for the Confederate cause. And I think they all said that they were from some random town in Kentucky. And that's what got them caught. They all said that they were from the same town when they were apprehended. And it's like, well, what are the chances that 14 guys are all from the same town, you know? But the Great Locomotive Chase happened here on the W&A, and basically the Union Army stole a locomotive, and they were going to burn all the railroad bridges along the way up to Chattanooga, and the Confederate Army chased them all the way up on this railroad with another locomotive, which was the Texan, yeah. And I think that locomotive's still around too, if
it's
I'm not
somewhere.
mistaken.
I don't know who's got it.
Yep, best known. Okay, so the General was best known as the engine stolen by the Union spies in the Great Locomotive Chase, and then I think it was Disney that made the movie, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
It was Walt Disney that made the movie, and I mean, it's always been kind of a famous story, but I didn't know this. Did you know that the first Purple Heart was given to one of the Union soldiers?
No.
Yeah, that was the first Purple Heart that was
that.
given. I didn't either. I watched the movie probably 5-6 months ago, and my friend explained to me like that was the first person to receive the Purple Heart.
I'll have to check the movie out. I ain't never seen it.
Yeah, actually, you know, it might not be the Purple Heart. Hold on a second. First Purple Heart recipient. Thank God for the internet.
No doubt.
The first Purple Heart was awarded to MacArthur. Okay, so that was definitely wrong because it says 1943. Maybe it's the Medal of Honor. Honor recipient. Let's see. Because I don't want to get this wrong. It might be the first Medal of Honor. Yeah, okay, it was the Medal of Honor. So the first Army Medal of Honor was awarded to Private Jacob Parrott during the American Civil War for his role in the Great Locomotive Chase.
Huh.
Pretty interesting.
That is.
I never knew that. I guess back in the 60s, before the General ended up in the museum up there in Nashville, like you said, they restored it, and then I think for the 100th anniversary, L&N like ran it all over the system, and I remember seeing some video footage of it running through Kentucky, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was right before I was born.
Yeah,
I was born late 60s.
Like I said, I wish I had a time machine.
Me too. Because I would say I miss the old L&N trains, the GP39s they run, the older diesels they run. You know, like my daddy, he said, "Oh, you don't know nothing." Of course, he's 75. He grew up in Rocky Face, which is the next town up. Good Rocky Face and Tunnel Hill. And he said, I grew up in the era of steam engines and diesels.
Yeah. I know, like, he was probably really, really young. Like, probably like 5-6 years old.
Born in 1944.
Okay, yeah, so he was probably about 10 when the steam engines went away.
Yep. He said, "You've been laying there at bed at night." Then about like me, growing up, with him, I grew up beside the rail track. He was probably a quarter of a mile from the track.
That's so cool.
Growing up as a kid.
Just hear the steam whistle.
He said, you just hear that steam engine coming. He said, you was laying there awake when it started coming through. You was asleep by the time it got by.
That's so cool. Yeah, I read somewhere like back in the day, people got so tired of not hearing the steam whistles because the early diesels, I guess they only had like single chime horns, and people got so sick of that, and then that's why they developed the chime air horn because the single horns were like, they sounded like a goose.
Car horn.
Pretty much, pretty much. And I know some railroads tried to use like air whistles. I think, did L&N use air whistles? I can't remember if they did or not.
They did or not.
I know that the Clinchfield Railroad,
They did.
they used some. Did you hear the Santa train's not going to run this year
Really?
because of the virus?
CP not gonna run their Panda train.
Not CP, the CSX
Oh,
one.
CSX not gonna run theirs?
Not going to run it.
What's?
I know. It's that. I think the first time in 77 years that they haven't ran it.
Yeah.
So it's just sad.
Well, you know, the CSX office special that you follow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't too long ago.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was actually over at Daddy's. I was off that day for my regular job, and I was helping him on set of campus, and we were sitting there at lunch, and I was telling him about it.
Yeah.
I said, it's coming by here in a few minutes. Sometime today, it's coming by here. Like I said, he's right beside this line, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, when they went up, come around, and come back, they
Yeah.
started moving down. We sat there, and I looked up, and I said, matter of fact, I was sitting in his dock door. And I said, matter of fact, that's the engines to it.
And it went right by?
That 75-year-old man like to broke his neck, get out the door, see that train.
That's hilarious. I like those passenger cars too. The new paint scheme on them
They're
is
sharp.
really good. Yeah.
I'm talking. I was closer to it here than tracks.
That's hilarious. What are the chances of that? Hey, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody watching the live stream. We've got 200 people watching with us right now. Don't have a whole lot of action, so to speak, of as far as trains go, but we got good conversation, and really appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate everyone who's made super chats today. Really helps out a lot. Wouldn't be able to do what I do without you guys. If you're just now joining the stream, hit the like button. It helps out a lot with the algorithm, and really helps get the channel out to new people that might not be familiar with our videos. So thank you so much for tuning in. Oh man, I'm following along. There's a lot of really cool spots, and I see right where you're saying where the road parallels.
There's a golf course right beside it. Let's see.
That's Sugar Valley.
Yeah, we're going the other way. Let's see. This is the Fed Hills up this way.
Oh, here's Resaca.
That's Resaca.
Resaca.
So here's 75. Fly J, which that's Carbondale exit. And there's the tracks. They're right up here.
Okay, right here. Is that where the...
So that should be connector 3, I think. So there's your tracks are right through here somewhere.
Right here.
Yeah, so there's your track going right through the curve. And then it runs down, and it runs in one called Dugout Road. It's that road, and it just, you're pretty much, this one crosses it. There's 3 or 4 of them up there that just cross it. And then you get up a little further.
Is this the town you said the depot is in?
Yeah, there's a little bitty depot somewhere right up low. Before you get to the track. Before it gets like Nickelville's Road.
Yeah.
When you get down closer towards 136, which is...
Oh, right here is where it parallels.
Yeah,
Okay.
So it just starts paralleling and it just runs right down through there with it.
That's cool. And that's the CSX?
That's Norfolk Southern.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to save it. I've got all these Railfan
Right.
locations that I save because some of these places you only go to one time and you're like, man, that would be an awesome picture, and then you never know where to go after that. I want to follow this line down to Atlanta because I've never really done it.
It's pretty cool.
Maybe one day.
I've followed a lot of the, for me, L&N line, CSX. And like you get up the other direction towards Tunnel Hill.
Isn't one of the tunnels closed? Isn't it just
The
one
Western
portal?
Atlantic, the old tunnel's closed.
Okay.
It's a museum. They use it for part of their museum now because Tunnel Hill's got a little museum down there before you get to a little covered bridge they've built to go down towards the tunnel.
That's cool.
You've got the Austin House, which was a hospital in Civil War, down there.
That's okay, right
so
there.
the Cosby Austin House.
That's cool.
Then you've got the line runs straight into the Western Atlantic Tunnel. Then Chattanooga, which is 41. See, it pulls right up to it. Right there's the tunnel. This is the tunnels right here. That's the new tunnel.
The new one.
What we
okay.
call the new one.
Okay.
But the Western Atlantic is right here.
That's so cool. I'm gonna save this. I've never been to this spot before.
And then if you go back that way just a little ways.
I mean, NS definitely runs. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Hold on a second. Where were we at? Tunnel Hill over here.
There's, if you go back up the line.
I think I'm gonna mark this just so I know
See,
where
there's
it's
the
at.
front of the tunnel. And there's the plaque that's still on it. That plaque, the one on the other side's gone. And the first day they had this thing open for people to go through it, they was talking about it on the back side of the tunnel. Talking about, nobody knows what happened to this. And I stuck my hand up. I said, I can tell you what happened to it. He said, well, I said, 4 guys in a Chevrolet pickup truck ran through the tunnel, backed up right here and got in a ladder and took it down.
Yep.
He said, what? I said, I was 14, 15 years old when they took it down.
You saw it?
Yeah, man, a buddy of mine named Doug Bain was standing on the bank watching it.
Oh.
I said, we know they took it. He goes, why didn't you call somebody? I'm like,
I was 14.
I'm a 14-year-old kid on the other side of the tunnels.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm gonna worry about
Like,
it.
who's gonna listen to me?
Right.
That's cool. So this is all part of a museum.
Yes.
There's that bridge you were
There's the
talking
covered
about.
bridge. And right up the street from the covered bridge, they've got a little building back that way.
So you
there's
can
the-
actually walk right through the tunnel?
You can walk right through it. They've actually got a concrete and gravel path all the way through that thing. That lights in, you can see it.
And that's the tunnel that the general went through.
Yes.
That's cool.
And then right up the street, which you can see that church from the tracks. I mean, it's cool down there.
I don't know what. Okay, here we go.
Go back this way just a little ways. See this? Where we at? There's Campbell Road too far. Right there.
Right in here.
Yeah, right in there. That's what we got when it clears up. Nope, go that way just a little further. That's the side track through the curve. Now we're getting there down this little further. There's the golf course. And there's
yeah.
the shop I grew up at.
Right there.
Right there.
So that's where you were at when the...
Yeah, I was sitting right here in there's a set driveway going in. I was sitting in that doorway
That's so cool.
when it went by.
I'm gonna save it. So next time if I ever get a chance to shoot a train there, I'll set up there and get a shot and let you know.
Well, in the house right beside it's Daddy's.
That's so
Just tell
cool.
him, say, we'll just come over here and set up 2 trains. He'll say, okay, park driveway.
That's so cool. Is that an overpass?
That is 41 Highway.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool. I'm gonna save that one too.
It goes right through Tunnel Hill. This road Cottonwood parallels the track all the way down through here, and right down on this side there's another road that parallels it on that side.
So you could probably stand right up on top of the bridge here and get a shot.
Yeah, there's sidewalks on both sides of that bridge.
That's really cool. Yeah, I haven't really done a whole lot of train watching like I want to down in Chattanooga yet. I want to do like a Chattanooga area rail fan video, like show where all the cool spots are. Like Dalton's really not Chattanooga, but it's close enough.
Yeah, well, then like if you're going up 41 Highway, CSX parallels 41 through Ringo.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually go under it on 41 Highway, or you can turn right there before you go under and parallel it. All that.
Now, I don't think CSX owns this line. I think the state
State of
does.
Georgia owns it.
Okay,
The
yeah.
state of Georgia actually owns every rail in their state. They are leased at 100 years at a time.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting.
So unless you build a new rail line,
Good
state
luck.
of Georgia owns it.
Interesting.
It's like we've got over in Chatsworth, which would be a good place for you to go if you want to see a
Yeah.
hub.
A lot of people say that Chatsworth is a good spot.
We'll see it's
How far is Chatsworth from here?
20 minutes.
That's not bad.
Go right back down here to the bridge, Walnut Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Hang left on 52. Straight into, I mean, where it runs into 411, CS tracks across the 411.
Oh, okay. I think I've been through there before.
But they built a big, they call it a seaport, but it ain't a seaport. It's inland.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It's only half of it.
Yeah.
They've only built the other half yet.
Well, it's kind of a weird spot because, like, from what I understand, that intermodal facility or whatever, like.
Well, it's to catch the carpet industry to get it off the interstate.
Makes sense.
You haul it over there and put it in a container, send it, or tractor trailer.
Okay.
And it catches 411, runs Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
So it can bring train traffic out of Knoxville, Nashville. And basically what Georgia was trying to do was get the freight traffic from Chattanooga to Atlanta off the road. So they moved. That thing cost millions.
I don't doubt it.
I think the last count was the state of Georgia had 4 million tied up in it, and CSX had over 5 million tied up in it.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And that's only half of it. And it was offered to Norfolk Southern first, but they wanted the state of Georgia to build it.
Really? And then the state was like,
So they offered it to CSX, and CSX says, we'll build it. You pay half the fee, we'll pay the other half, but we're the only ones that can haul out of it.
The more you know. That's pretty cool. I know that up in Northwest Ohio, CSX built a pretty big intermodal facility, North Baltimore, and they don't really do a whole lot there anymore. Like, they just built this huge yard, and then because of the new precision scheduled railroading, now it's like a ghost town.
Well, so that's one of the things for us. You used to be able to say you watch by the CSX trains. But since they done that precision scheduling, 2/3 of the rail traffic's running through Chatsworth now instead of here. But you're only seeing CSX over there because Norfolk Southern's through here, their main line, and that's CSX's main line over there through here.
Someone just said there is a northbound near Hare, and that's Hare. So, so we should have a train soon, according to WE Trains.
There's the horn.
Speak of the devil. There it is. Hey, here's another northbound, guys.
That really sounds like
That's hilarious. Hey, so David Burris made a $10 super chat earlier, and I missed it. So just want to say thank you for supporting the channel. Here is our next northbound.
Probably Norfolk Southern up speed.
I saw the CSX local train probably about a month ago, and they had a caboose on it.
That's unusual.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool.
Was it painted CSX or was it still how it is?
It was painted CSX, but it looked horrible. It was like really old. Really old.
Must have been around before they started changing over.
Rusty, just not. You could tell that it's been on, probably it's been 20, 30 years, 15.
Yeah. Yeah, because the merge took place in the 80s.
Yeah.
I know I was
I wish I could have been around back then. I think the 80s probably would be my favorite time to watch train.
back in the 80s, you were sitting right, well, even here, it's pretty home to me, you know. I live up outside the track. You'll be sitting there watching Texas Independence go by, have a minute.
I wish they'd bring the Texas Chainsaw back. What's that? I agree.
It looks better than here.
There's the end of that train. Pretty incredible. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Atlanta Transit and Amtrak rail fan. He says, Drayton, you should come down to Atlanta. In Middletown, the former Southern Railway Peachtree Station building, currently used by Amtrak, is still there. I'd love to. I've never really watched trains in Atlanta. I've been to Austell before. Haven't really had a chance to explore Atlanta a whole lot other than that. And then Harry Penn with another £5 super chat. He says, thank you guys. Had a great chat and live feed. I'm shattered. I have a traction engine to fire at 5 a.m. here in England. Kaz GX speaks soon. Hey, pretty cool, Harry. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate your support. Almost sounds like another one, but that's probably that one going away. So if you're just now joining the stream, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm tremendously. We are live here watching trains in Dalton, Georgia, on the Norfolk Southern A line and the CSX W and A main line, which both of them run from Atlanta to Chattanooga. And I'd say probably Norfolk Southern has more trains than CSX, but they're both pretty busy for the most part. I'd say probably 40 trains a day through here. Would you think that's probably a good estimate? Something like that?
Yeah, about 10 to 15 of them CSX.
And there'd probably be a lot more trains if it wasn't for PSR, but it is what it is.
Yeah, before they started that, you could set you could set your watch by that showed you where it growed up at. You could set your watch 10 minutes to the hour.
There'd be a train. That's so cool.
When that train went by Mom and Daddy's, you could set your watch 10 minutes to the hour, and it would be here on the hour.
That's so cool.
I mean, it didn't matter, and there was at least one an hour went by. 24 hours a day.
Carrot 225 says, you guys are the best for railroad and the history behind them. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The Western Pacific Heritage Unit is headed for Waycross, Georgia. The question that I have is it going to go through here? Because I would love to see it.
No doubt.
And apparently, so do you know what the Dash 8.5s are?
Yeah.
They're the ugliest looking locomotives.
Yeah. They're ugly.
So question for everybody watching the stream. What do you think is the ugliest locomotive ever made? My answer to that is anything to wear Pennsylvania Railroad colors. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, the Union Pacific coal turbine was pretty cool, but it was ugly.
It was ugly.
Very, very ugly. Here, let me look up the Dash 8.5s. There's one apparently in Chattanooga right now.
Well, there's one came through here.
Yeah, I was here for it.
Right. I was in North Carolina, and we sat here. I was watching you.
The live stream, yeah.
The live stream. Like, hell, I'm in North Carolina. I can't even get down there.
So they put an SD60E cab on a Dash 8 body, and they were going to try to rebuild all their Dash 8s, but it was a failed program. I think they built the first one in 2015, and they only lasted for like 5 years, actually about 4 years.
Yeah.
They're just scrapping every single one of them because they're junk.
Well, they are.
I got to see one in person in like right after it was built in Altoona up in Pennsylvania. That was pretty cool, but I they're just ugly.
Well, have you seen their SD40-2s? They're turning into green engines.
I saw that. I don't like it.
I don't either, but they're all down in Atlanta.
Yeah, I guess what they get is some sort of like credit from the state of Georgia or whatever that helps them on taxes or something like that.
And they moved their headquarters to Atlanta.
That's the only video I've ever seen of one beating. They're just ugly.
They are ugly.
But that's the one and only video I've ever seen of one leading a train. So
You don't see them much. You didn't see them when they started building them. You didn't
I
see
think
'em.
there was only like 5 or 10 of them. There were not very many of them at all.
All the grain engines are down in Atlanta in the railroad. But yeah, they moved. Norfolk Southern moved their headquarters to Atlanta.
That's what I heard. They're leaving Norfolk completely.
Yep.
That's the one that's in Chattanooga right now.
Oh, well, see now that's a Conrail.
I know. I would like to see it,
I
but
would too.
it's what WE Trains are you still watching the feed? Do you know or maybe it was Rails of Kentucky who was telling me about that. I don't know which train it's supposed to go out on, but I'd love to see that Dash 8.5. And I think the Central New Jersey Heritage Unit's on that train too. You ever go up there to 10 Bridge, the big dam there, Chickamauga Dam, and
Watch them go across the.
yeah,
trestle.
I love that spot. It's a good spot.
I don't ever really have enough. Don't have time. Usually I pace it, like if I'm going back and forth working on cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, but that thing been there all my life, and I've seen it go up one time.
One time, that's it.
That thing
What did
really-
it go up for one?
There was a big ship coming down through there. They had a tall mast to it,
Huh?
and it couldn't clear.
Really?
And they had to stop the train and raise the bridge to get it through.
Oh, that would have been so cool to see.
It's the only time I've ever seen it go up. And they're rebuilding all the locks now so they can get the big traffic on the river again.
So this is what it looks like right now. That's that engine. That's what it looks like right
good
now.
grief.
It's in a million pieces. I think it's going on the way to get scrapped.
That's what it looks like.
Well, what do you say, WE Trains? We got anything else coming? Did I miss? Is that 26Q? I don't know what 26Q is, I'm afraid to say. Or where 26Q is going. I miss Conrail.
Yeah,
I remember just a little bit of it.
it was a combination of several railroads that the government owned.
The awful Pennsylvania Railroad and the superior New York Central Railroad. I'm a New York Central fan. You know, so the Pennsylvania Railroad, they might have been the standard railroad of the world in their own mind, but every other railroad was deluxe.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say, at least. I have a friend of mine who loves to bash Southern Railway.
Well, that's not.
He calls it a backwards railroad because they ran all their engines backwards, and I tell him, no, that's the correct way.
That's the way they were built.
That's right. Oh, you're getting feedback, hearing double talk from me.
Yeah, they were actually built long hood forward. So when you see them that way, that's the way they're supposed to be.
That's right. Let's see. The F-125 definitely takes the cake for the ugliest passenger locomotive in America. I can't say I'm familiar with that one. Siemens Chargers are very ugly locomotives. Have to agree with you on that one. I don't know. Penn Central is your least favorite railroad. Well, that's sad. Penn Central definitely was a marriage made in hell. Highly agree with that. Greetings from Misery, Missouri. The Progress Rail SDs are ugly. I agree with you. But I like. Have you seen the new Tier 4 Ace locomotives, the EMDs?
No, I hadn't seen one of these.
They're pretty cool. Let me bring a video up. Actually, I'll show you a clip. This is so. Woody here made a super chat earlier, and he lives like 10 minutes from here, and came down to hang out. And so, since he made a super chat, I'm giving him a short little preview of the video that's coming out in a few weeks on the loops. So, in addition to the southern loops, the Clinchfield Railroad also had their own loops, and that's the new EMD Tier 4. Now, I actually think those look pretty cool.
Engine.
I agree.
Yeah, that looks good.
They are so quiet.
Really?
They are very, very quiet.
Well, that'll make my daddy happy.
If you listen to that if you listen to audio in this video, you can't hear the lead engine. You can hear the two behind it, and you definitely know that those are GE locomotives, but in the video you can't tell that the lead unit is even online. It's that quiet. So check this out. This is the Clinchfield loops, and they had to do the same thing in order to get up over the mountains.
Yep.
So the southern loops are here, and then the Clinchfield loops are right there with the blue. And they had to go through the same area, same, same ridge and all that, just separated by a lot of miles. Now, that is the Clinchfield loops.
Wow.
So there used to be 18 tunnels. Now there's only 17. They blasted one of the tunnels out. I guess there was an avalanche or something like that. But what's crazy is, so there's about 20 miles of track through this whole thing, and if they could go straight up the mountain, it would only be about 10 miles. So they have to go twice the distance just to get up the mountain grade. But otherwise, there's no way they could ever get up it. Like, this part is really interesting because, like, so I'm showing people the distance. So it's actually about 10 miles. But from this part to this part, it's only 1.9 miles by the way of the crow. But it takes the train 16 miles to go that far.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And they built it that way because they didn't want the grade to be above, like, 1.5%, I think.
When you start getting above that, though, you start having a hard time climbing it.
Mm-hmm.
Even for diesels nowadays.
We went down this, like, crazy mountain road, and we're just driving along, and I was like, I can't believe they built a railroad on this mountain, though. People are gonna make fun of how messy my car is.
We don't care about your car.
They're all into the trains.
Yeah, we're at the train, not the car.
But I mean, they're
Split with an engine.
they're quiet though. They're so quiet.
Yeah, the bells are louder than the engine. That's
See, you can
quiet.
hear the other two engines just fine, but the engine there in the front, you can't hear it at all. But we followed it. So you know what's crazy? This mountain right here, that's the mountain that they go up. So if they could just go straight up, it'd only be 10 miles, but because of how steep it is, they got to go at least 20, which is nuts. And then, I mean, there's more to it.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. You can watch it tonight if you want to.
But, yeah, well, that's just like wherever Daddy lives. That used to be the longest sidetrack in the state of Georgia. And then Norfolk Southern lengthened theirs out.
I did not know that.
It was the longest sidetrack in the state of Georgia for years. And it may be again because CSX lengthened it way out. I've not walked to the other end of it.
The longest freight train I think I've ever seen was about 15,000 feet, which is like 3 miles.
I've seen over there, like I said, growing up right beside the track, I've seen it set on there be at the crossing at one end and broken half at the crossing at the next end and sticking over.
Oh my gosh.
And they're about 2.5, 3 miles apart.
That's just too much.
I've seen, I can remember growing up, you'd be sitting there in the yard and 8 engines would come by leading. 8.
That's a lot.
And you're sitting there going, well, there's GP39s, things like that, you know?
So I remember now, I have been to Chatsworth before, because when I chased, so this is the first time I was coming home from work. This was on a Friday. I just got out of work, and I was driving home, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this train. I was like, I wonder if there's anything cool in the front of it. So I drove and got ahead of the train, and I almost I did not know what to think, but there's all of them.
Yeah.
All of those new engines, and that was the first time they were actually being taken from EMD, being delivered to CSX, and then they were going to run them down in Florida. So it's like, man, I'm really glad I chased that train, because I got 9 out of the 10. There's only 10 of them in existence, I guess, and I think this is the spot you were telling me about with that intermodal facility.
It's in there somewhere. That's 411.
I think I shot it in Chatsworth. I'm pretty sure I did. But this was my favorite video coming across the farm field.
Know where you're at. If you're in Hamilton County, it's 11%.
Yeah.
If you're Collegedale area, it's a little less. But it's really not that bad. I mean, I don't make a ton of money, but I make like $50,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't pay but about $4,000 a year in just
Yeah.
total taxes.
That's not too bad. I answer
You'd
that
rather
one.
answer that one.
Okay. Yep, I gotta get going. I'm her ride, so I gotta go pick her up. But real quick, I'll show you this, and then I gotta get out of here. This was another instance where I was coming home from work.
Yeah,
That's what you were talking about.
yeah.
It was so windy that day. Well, guys, I gotta go pick up the lady friend because she's getting out of work, and I'm her ride. So I'm gonna chat with you guys later. Have a good night. Thanks to all my super chatters. We'll see you next time.